the road to the sale selling system. The road to the sale didn't die, it just evolved and we put technology in it. It's still meet and greet the customer. It's still establish a relationship. It's still present the vehicle, demonstrate the vehicle, common ground relationship. I mean, it's all in there. Meet and greet the customer, establish a relationship, select the vehicle, present the vehicle, demonstrate the vehicle, inspect the trade-in. A lot of people don't have that step in their sale, inspect the trade-in. Time conscious, I still want my salesperson to do a trade evaluation on their car. I have forms for that and everything, where you walk around the trade-in with the customer. Mr. Customer, has this car ever had any collision damage? Has this car ever been repainted for any reason? This car had any mechanical problems? Just ask questions. Don't tell them anything about the car. Ask them questions about the car. And the idea of the trade evaluation is to knock down the value of the car in the customer's mind. So evaluate the trade. Write up, negotiate the deal. Now that brings us to negotiation. All deals start at the desk. Now this is the biggest mistake so many dealers make. People say, you can't hold gross today. Well, the internet has certainly reduced the number of deals we can make gross on. I mean, because so many of those deals, the price has been reset on the internet before we even got to it. That's one of the things I don't like about vAuto. I love vAuto, but I hate vAuto. I want a used car to have a fighting chance to make a profit. Knowing that most customers switch and don't buy the car they came in on, I want that other car to have a fighting chance to make a profit. When that consumer comes in, I want my salesperson to have selected 2 or 3 cars. We're never going to lie to a customer. I'm going to show them the one they came in on, the one we talked about on the internet. But I'm also going to show them one similar to it, maybe even a certified pre-owned with similar equipment. I'm going to show them several vehicles, including the one they came in on. So we're not going to lie, cheat, sneak, deceive. I'm going to show them the one they came in on, exactly the one they came in on. I'm going to show them that car. But I'm also going to show them similar vehicles that might be a good value for them. And that's one thing I see salespeople that we've lost the art and managers are not managing the process. My salesperson needs to have that car prepped and ready. If I've got an appointment and I know they're coming in, I know which unit they're coming in on, that car should be standing upright, it should be clean, it should be looking good. I see salespeople just taking the car out of the line and they didn't do anything to prepare for that appointment they knew they had. That car needs to be up front and it needs to be standing tall. As a salesperson, when I was selling cars, I wasn't opposed to washing one myself. I've been known to do that because I knew I had a customer coming in on this specific unit. I'm going to be sure it's standing tall. I'll go. They come in and you go looking for an inventory. No, excuse me. So all figures come from the management. The number one reason deals are blown. The number one reason deals are blown is fear of the money. Not just the salesperson, the managers are also afraid of the money. So negotiation is absolutely essential that we start the deals at the desk. Now, unfortunately, in most of your dealership, the reason you're not making the profits you should be making is because your salesperson has given away most of that profit before it ever gets to the desk. By the time the desk manager gets that deal, the salesperson has already committed away most of your profits. And whether they tell you they have or not, fear of the money causes them to overqualify. Remember, they're not qualifying the customers, they're disqualifying the customers. Salespeople are asking questions, and we designed these questions. What are we thinking? The stupidest question you can ask a consumer is, what's your budget? What's your budget? What a stupid ass question that is. How much do you want to pay? And I see salespeople doing that all the time. We even have it on our guest sheets. What's your budget? I personally don't care what their budget is. They're not going to get that figure anyway. Why do you ask a consumer what their budget is? I've been selling cars 42 years. I have set records. And I have never, ever asked a customer what their budget was that they told me a number that would buy the car. What a dumbass question that is. What's your budget? I don't want to know their budget. That's a number they made up on the exit ramp. And consumers are not truthful about that number. You don't believe they're lowballing you? If that customer has thought in their mind, I can pay $700, they're going to tell you $500. And you're going to actually negotiate on that $500 because you found it out. Stop finding it out. Mr. Customer, my manager is going to make a proposal to you in a minute. Let's wait and see what my manager proposes before we discuss that. It might be better than what you're thinking. Well, I need $500. Uh-oh, now they set a number. They made you hear it. Don't fight it. Listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. Write them, don't fight them. Now today we really don't write deals, we type deals and CRM, but still, let's call it the write-up. I mean, it's write them, don't fight them. And what I mean by that is, when that customer says, I need $500 a month, and my salesperson knows in their mind that $500 will not buy this car, don't fight that. Your salesperson's natural instinct will be, oh, sir, that won't buy this car. That's going to be their natural response. Oh, $500 a month won't buy this car. How much down payment do you have? How much do you owe on your trade-in? Uh-oh. When they start doing all that, they're negotiating. They're negotiating. I mean, they didn't mean to, but they started negotiating on the lot. How much down payment do you have? How much do you owe on your trade? Sir, $500 won't buy this car. Write them, don't fight them. When the customer says, I need $500 a month, I want my salesperson to say, I'll mention that to the manager. Now, by the way, they're probably not on the wrong car. That's been what salespeople, well, what if they're on the wrong car? No, they're not. No, they're not. A customer is more likely, this is Zieglerism, but listen, a customer is more likely to pay more for the car they want quicker than they will pay less for the one they don't want. Don't go show them the car they don't want because you got weak. I want $500 a month. I'll mention that to the manager. Now, my salespeople have to have a certain amount of common sense. You know, they need to be able to sum up who they're dealing with. It's not what they want to pay, it's what they're able to pay. Now, understand what I'm saying. I'm not being hard. Not what they want to pay, it's what they're able to pay. Okay, here's an example. A consumer shows up on your lot. Let's say this particular consumer is a CPA. It's a partner in a CPA firm. My salesperson should be astute enough to have already found that out. Okay, driving a Mercedes 5 Series. He's buying a car for his daughter. And my salesman says, what's your budget? Let's say he didn't say that. Let's say the CPA says, I need $500 a month. Now we're showing a $30,000 vehicle. And my salesperson should be astute enough to look at that consumer and say to themselves, he can afford whatever it takes. I'm going to keep him on this car. But then I got another consumer that's looking at this car, and this is a waiter that works in 2 restaurants driving a car with a buy here, pay here sticker on the back. He's making weekly payments on it, probably has credit problems. And he says, I need $500 a month. He's probably correct. That might even be a little more than he needs to pay. Our salespeople have to have common sense to read who they're dealing with. But all in all, write them, don't fight them. Keep them on the car they're on.